I've played around both in the app that I've downloaded and also in the portal Mendeley provides. The first thing that I did after I downloaded the folder is I created different, after I downloaded the app is I created different folders based on the readings that I'm doing. These folders are just based out of the classifications that I'm doing physically with papers. Creating folders is really easy. You can just write here where it says create folders. For example, I want to create a folder called archaeology. So you can again rename. If you click on that name, it will allow you to rename. So once I created this folder called archaeology goes right at the top because it starts with A. So the folder are chronologically listed, alphabetically listed. You can also create subfolders. For example, if I drag this folder called archaeology and drop in this folder called Foucault, it'll nest as a nested folder under Foucault. So again, you can have as many folders as you want and as many subfolders as you require. Once you create folders, the next logical thing is to import files. For importing files, there are multiple ways of importing files and records into Mendeley. One way to import files is by using this particular key. If you can click add files, if you click add files, Mendeley asks you from where you want to import files. You can import just one file, or if you can you can import multiple files also. Let's see how we do it. We can import 3 files. We import 3 files. We can also import the whole folder itself. If we click on add folder, you're allowed to click add folders. So I can import folders. So this particular folder had 2 files. It imported both the files. So I have 5 files in this particular folder. This icon next in the record signifies that a file is attached to this particular record. So since this is a PDF, this sign comes. This is a Word file, so this is the sign for words. You can again delete files that you've downloaded, that you've imported in folders, but the thing is that when you delete files from your folders, it goes and stays in your trash. Unless you empty the trash, the files are still there in the system. Another way of importing files, which I find easier, is you can just drag and drop files from the folders that you have. So for examples, what you can do is that you can import one file, or you can import the whole folder itself. A thing to be noticed is that when we import files from a folder, the name of the folder is not imported. It's only the files that are inside the folders that get imported and gets stored in Mendeley. You can also import files from your portal. For example, this is the portal. This is how the portal looks like. This is me. So again, you have almost the same outlook as in the app. So what you can do is that based on the folder that you want to import files in it, you can create folders, you can create subfolders. So if you want to create import files, again you just need to click here. If you want to import, manually import, again folders or individual files, or you can again drag and drop files here also. There are other ways of importing files also. You can go to a publisher's journal journal website and directly import the record as well as the associated PDF file in Mendeley itself. But to enable us to import files from places like qualitative inquiry and in SAGE journals, what we need to do is that we need to first import web importers or browser plugins. So there are a number of browser plugins. Since I'm using Safari, I imported Safari, and this thing here, Save to Mendeley, is the plugin for my for Mendeley that I've imported in. If I go to, because I also use Chrome, if you go to Chrome, when you import that particular plugin, it shows like this in the red. This is the sign that the web plugin for Mendeley has been imported in Chrome. So let's go back here. Once this is imported, it's very easy. You go to a journal web page, then you look at the articles that you want to import. So for example, let's do for 2 articles. One article is a free access that the PDF is easily downloadable. Another is not a free access. So you need institutional, either you need an institutional login or you need to have bought that particular thing. So let's see how it goes. So this particular article, prevalence of self-reported, is a locked article. Since I'm not in the UGA system and I have not logged into the library web page, the only thing I can do is that I can just download the record for this particular article. Once I'm in this particular page, I just go and click on this Save to Mendeley tab. Then it'll ask again, you need to have log into your web portal. So it'll ask me what I want to do, whether I want to download the PDF available. Since it's not there, I'll just unclick it. It'll ask me where I want to save the file. For again, if you click, you can again see the folders that you can save. So for easiness, I'll just click on Derrida, and if I place save, it should be saved. So there's a reference, right? So if I go to another article, again, this is the second article that was open access. So if I again go to this particular article and I ask this plugin to save it to Mendeley, again it'll ask me what it wants to do. Since in open access I keep this initialized, then again use the same folder, and again if I click on save, what is it doing is that is importing the PDF file in Mendeley itself. So this evidences that both the PDF as well as the record has been imported in Mendeley. I can go back to the portal and again click. It's not showing here, right? So it takes you need to click somewhere in the portal. Then again, if you click back on Derrida, it again shows. So we imported 2 articles. I imported 2 articles. One was only a record. The second one was a record as well as a PDF. Again, you can do the same in Chrome also. Again, this is an article that I want to import. So if I just click on this, again it'll ask me what I want to do. Again, if I say save, again it's the exact same thing. Another thing that you can also do is that suppose you're in the library, UGA library, I've not logged in still, right? So you get hold of this particular article and you just want to import the records. So there's this button called export in libraries web page. If you just click export, it'll again ask the option to choose. I'm just choosing the first option that's available. When I say save, what it's doing is that it's exporting that the reference for this particular article to my download. So what I can do is that I can go to my download folder, and if I just double click it, what it does is that this thing again pops up. It pops up in the general page in Mendeley. Now again, I can drag and drop wherever I want. I need this particular reference to be. What you can do is that since I've just imported the reference, since I do not have access to UGA at this point of time, I can again obviously log into the system and do this. What I can do is that I can always oh sorry, this was okay, this was a free access. Again, so this is an example of how you can see the documents. You can see this document. Again, you can then annotate it however you want, and you can do stuff with this. This is not Exactly. This is how you can again do a lot of stuff, annotate and have remarks and things like that. Sometimes what happens is that when you import just the reference and you not imported the documents, what you can do is that you can attach files at a later time, or you can delete. Suppose if you want to delete, you can delete it like this. You can just delete it like this, and you can undo. If you think you've mistakenly done it, you can undo it and you can have it like this. The last thing that I'd like to discuss, okay, not the last thing, the second last thing is that there's this thing called tags. So normally when you import these documents, these are empty. So what you can do is that you can use this thing called tag to kind of a classification, kind of a key words that you identify with this paper. Sometimes what happens is that a paper, although you've saved it under Derrida, might be related with Foucault, might be related with HRD, organization management, it might be related with paperless literature review. So what you can do is that under tags you can write different, since I've already used tags multiple times, so they come. So what you can do is training and development. What this is, I'm signifying to Mendeley is that this document can also be classified based on these tags. So I can run a query where I can ask Mendeley to just give me articles that has training and development tagged in it. So I just have articles that are related with training and development.